Everybody, welcome to the Outlet Podcast channel. I'm driving. My name's Gazy. And I'm going to do another episode. I'm going to do another episode for the About Face. For the About Face segment. Mobile, because it's getting more and more difficult every day to just stay home and actually get behind the camera, webcam, and do an episode. So I have to do a mobile, and I found a lot of success. A lot of videos I've been able to upload to YouTube, and I hope you watch those. This will be for the About Face. So if you know the About Face segment, I talk about, there's 50 questions that I answer. I chose like 50 questions from someone did this one article, and it was like 50 questions you should ask yourself and ask others. So I decided to ask them to myself, and I make a playlist about it. So that way you guys can get to know me, and I get to just share with the community. So yeah. So question number 8. I had to look at the questions this time. Question number 8 I chose. When you enter a party, what kind of entrance do you make at a party? Do you make your presence known, or do you look for someone you know, or are you a wallflower? So that was the spirit of the question. I'm driving, I can't read it at all. When I enter into a party, like, I don't necessarily go to parties anymore. I never really have. When I go to social gatherings, I don't. I mean, people like to say, like earlier on when I was like 22, I was a little more effervescent. I dressed to be noticed. I spoke to be noticed as well. One of my friends once told me that I was a social chameleon. When in any type of environment, I could adapt and transform. Depending on, like, there's some environments that I just can't go into because I can't fit in. Like, if I'm around a whole bunch of baseball fans, there's not much I can, there's not much I can attribute, or there's not much I can add to a baseball conversation. I might as well just be quiet and let everybody talk, and then just sink in and take stuff in. So I'm not that kind of, like, at this age, being 29 years old, I don't fit in like that anymore. I don't. I'm just too old for that. Like, I already have my set friends. I would love to get more friends. I have a nice amount of friends, but it's always good to have people you can count on, and I learned that today. So when I go to a party or a social atmosphere, I'm just like, these days I'm not trying to be the center of attention. So here's a top tip for you, Funhouse. Here's a top tip. Don't try to be the center of attention, because that goes out with age. The people who are in your high school, the girls who are always woo, those girls get tired real fast. And the woo girls are the ones who always end up with so much drama. It's nonsensical, and it's like a headache. So I implore you, guys, don't go for a woo girl. Or girls, don't go for a yeah guy. Don't go for a yeah guy. Yeah guys are always wearing Affliction t-shirts. They're always V-neck, muscle tees. They're always wearing designer pants with they're always like boot cut. They're always boot cut. They're faded, but not because they're old. No. They were faded by the company when they bought them. They're way too tight. These guys have leather armbands. These are the leather armband tribal tattoo guys. These are the full sleeve dudes who they see a rock movie and they think it adds to their credibility of being a tough guy. These guys are the ones who gel their hair, even though they're like their hairline starts all the way back, like right in the middle of their head. That's where their hair starts. These are the guys who are 40 some odd years old, who try to hang and try to have sex with an 18-year-old. These are the type, the yeah dudes. Girls, don't go for a yeah dude. Yeah dudes are losers. Rise above it. So, with that said, I'm not a. I think I would look for my friends in a party, because I wouldn't go if it was by myself. Like I'd try to find my friends. If there's a conversation that's being held with content that I can like talk about and hang with, then yeah, I'd probably go with those dudes. Yeah, that's it. So, number 17. Next question. What's the most recent, well, when was the last time you gave a compliment, and when was the last time you received one? All right, wow. Compliments. Last time I had given a compliment, it was, when was the last time I gave a compliment? Earlier this week, I posted a video. You guys can watch it. It's on the How I Met Her. It's the most recent one of the How I Met Her on the playlist. And what I did was I talked about, like I was wearing a green blazer and a nice bow tie. On that day, I was playing at a women's convention. I was playing guitar. Me and a whole bunch of my friends, my church friends. We all were playing at this church event for 2 days. We had to get a hotel too. So it was pretty fun. But what all happened was when there's a number of different churches, there are parts that are given out to everybody. So what happens is that when a church has singers, then the church that led the service, they give way to the other singers. The musicians let the other musicians come and play. There was no other guitarist. There was only a piano person and a drummer. So our drummer and our piano person left, and the kid was on point. I love playing music with great musicians, and this kid, his chops were on point. They weren't way too elaborate. They were just what you needed. He was the Ringo Starr. He was the Ringo Starr of drummers. I love a Ringo. Don't get me wrong. A lot of flair, a lot of fills and all that stuff, that's not bad. And in the right time, that really helps out the other musicians, because rather than a guitar fill or a bend or something like that, the drummer takes that time and opportunity, and it makes it easier for everybody else. This kid was on point, man. And what happened was, I talked to him. I'm like, right before he was about to go, the other drummer came up, but I talked to the kid right on the altar. I talked to him and I said, hey man, you're really good. You're really, really good. And I look forward to playing with you more. I told him that his time would come. For the sake of organization, when it comes to church music, you shouldn't always be switching out musicians back and forth and back and forth. You shouldn't change musicians like so often. Like if there's a set number of drummers, if there's a set drummer, then there's a set drummer. If you need a backup drummer, then guess what? You get a backup drummer. That's it. It's foolish to see so many people trading off. Like the altar of God isn't a hockey substitution where people are jumping over the barricade and people are jumping over it like back and forth. It doesn't work that way. It's very disorganized, and it affects the music. And if it affects the music, it's not, number one, that's not pleasing to God. So much disorganization on a holy place in the sanctuary. And number two, musically, it's not cool. When you have way too many musicians, like so many different styles of music being played, it throws the congregation off. Keep it basso continuo, baby. Basso continuo. So, yeah, I told him, I gave him that compliment. I was like, yo, bro, you're on point, you're good, your time will come, don't worry. Just pay your dues, not money. I'm not talking about money, guys, come on. I'm actually talking about being available to play at your church. If it's a kid's service, if it's an old people service, it's a young service, if it's for singles or couples or whatever, you serve. You serve. And you don't, yeah, man. If it's an old person singing and she can't sing and her rhythm is off and you're sitting there ticked off and mad, you suffer it. Boom, chuck, boom, chuck, boom, chuck, boom, chuck, boom, chuck. If you have to stick to the boom chuck, you stick to the boom chuck. The boom chuck is faithful. The boom chuck is your friend. If you're a drummer, you know what the boom chuck is. That boom chuck, boom chuck. Just stick to it. So, yeah, you guys. Oh, that guy saw a power tool. Dang it. I was going to get that. Someone dropped the power tool in the middle of the road. And I was just going to get it. Dang it. But he went out to go get it. Like, I don't know. Dang it. That would have been fun. Get a nice sweet power tool. Apart from that, you guys, the last time I received a compliment was probably the same day. What all happened was, someone complimented me on my ability to play guitar. She's like, I feel the presence of God when you play. It's so awesome. And I was like, you know what? Wow. I was like, thank you very much. Thank you. And it's not, I said thank you not to make it so that it was all about me. I said thank you because sometimes you don't get that attaboy. And you need that attaboy in life. You need an attaboy. You need someone to... It's not just like validating you. It's just to just say you did a good job, So that's all I got. You guys, my name is Gazy. This is the Outlet Podcast. Find me at Outlet Podcast on Twitter, on Facebook.com/Outlet Podcast. On iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and Blubrry, you can listen to the show. I did a new episode of How I Met Her, so find me on my podcast. And yeah, I think that I'll just end it up with that. Thanks from like, comment below. Let me know what you think. When was the last time you gave a compliment? Do it today. Give someone a compliment, and you'll see their face light up. It'll really brighten your day. When was the last time you received a compliment and gave one? And how do you enter into parties? Comment below. My name's Gazy. Connect and recharge.